People like to work things out. I was so busy doing what I was doing. I had a message of something to say. But it starts happening around 42. You have your instrument. It can really work your nerves. Now they're probably me doing this weekend. I don't want to do that.
So Night of 1000 Agneses was born at a gathering of the Radical Faeries when Agnes de Garron, a Radical Faerie elder and legendary performance artist, called a theme dinner Night of 1000 Agneses. And I was trying to figure out what I was going to do for this, and it seemed like there had to be some way of incorporating this 3-hour interview I'd just done with Agnes for my film Tie It Into My Hand. So Tie It Into My Hand is this experimental documentary that I made interviewing 140 different artists about their lives and work. And when I came up with the idea for this film, Agnes was at the top of my list of people to interview. Because here she is in her 70s and she's managed to do the one thing that you come to find out matters more than anything in an artist's life, which is that she never quit and she never allowed people to discourage her. She survived bad reviews, she survived no reviews, she beat back cancer and survived the AIDS epidemic in San Francisco in the 1980s. She's a real survivor and she lives her life and makes work on her own terms. So Agnes has done a million things. She's been a dancer, a performance artist, an actor, she's a choreographer, a director. She was a Radical Faerie from the very first gathering and she served in Vietnam. She was a captain in the Air Force. And one of her great accomplishments is that she was a founder, back in 1979, of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Now, the Sisters are incredibly famous. They do this wonderful combination of street theater and charity fundraising, and they do activism and education about AIDS and anti-gay stigma, and they're all over the world. And Agnes, or Sister Hysterectoria, is one of the 3 surviving founders who came together with a mission to promulgate universal joy and expiate stigmatic guilt.
I would say from everything we've done, even from the very beginning, healing was a very big word. First we began looking for healing and searching a way of finding it.
So it was Night of 1000 Agneses and I needed a look. And even though you're in the middle of the woods, there's always a community drag situation with the fairies. There's always something to work with. But Agnes's drag is kind of advanced. It's a lot of makeup, it's a ton of pancake and paint and glitter and fabric and stuffed animals. And I thought, I may not have the drag skills of some of my friends, but there's 3 hours of video in my tent, so I'll wear that. The idea was just take the interview footage and zoom in on the lips, and then put that on my iPhone and strap it to my mouth with the interview audio coming from carefully concealed speakers. So I became this kind of bionic talking Agnes, and it was very effective. People just love interacting with this piece. They listen, they talk back to it, they dance with her, and it's fun because it's this strange combination of watching a movie and being with someone you can touch and smell. Night of 1000 Agneses is documentary film, it's performance art, it's an homage, and not just to Agnes as a portrait of her, but also to a broader performance legacy, because it uses the street as a stage the way the Sisters did. And I think there's an echo also in the way it combines footage and live performance of the way the Sisters combined like facial hair and habits and Vegas and Scary Clown and just jammed together all these apparently contradictory things in a way that really wakes people up with the unexpected. One of the reasons I love this work is that it's broadening Agnes's circle and her audience, because lots of people can have this intimate experience of her now. I guess that's where the theatrical and the documentary parts of this thing come together the most powerfully for me, because by presenting this theatrical embodiment of Agnes while also documenting her own words in her own voice, it's bringing something to life in a new way. It's bringing someone to life. And in this case, it happens to be someone I really love and want to share with as many people as I possibly can.